Want to know how to make the most of the month's energy and avoid the pitfalls? Welcome to the Cosmic Download with astrologer Simone Butler and intuitive Anna Francesca Celestino.
Welcome to the Cosmic Download for November 2017. Gosh, it seems like I don't know where I'm at. December, I will keep wanting to say 2018. Everything's going by so quickly. It's crazy. Crazy. Anyway, welcome to the Cosmic Download. It is November 2017. I'm Anna Francesca Celestino.
And I'm Simone Butler.
So clearly we're trying something different this month. We decided to give it a go and actually let you see us communicating and talking with each other, which we always have a great time doing, and we wanted to bring you into the loop with us as well. Yeah, okay. All right, well, Simone always makes me go first because I'm the Aries and I'm the initiator. So I guess I'll jump in for what I got for this month. It was funny. As soon as I tuned into the month's energy, I got excitement. That was the feeling I got, excitement. It's like, ooh, good things are coming. So what I sensed was that last month we talked about packages coming every day delivered to your door from the universe, from the cosmos, and kind of remember like the Amazon delivery.
Yeah.
Well, this month is going to be more of that. And so what I'm going to say right off the bat, if you're saying, Anna, last month didn't seem like such a good month and I don't remember getting a lot of gifts, I'm going to tell you sometimes gifts come wrapped in different packaging than we expect them to. And I think, Simone, you're going to talk about that a little bit more. But basically, I think it's going to take, you're going to have to put a little bit of work into this month. So I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of heavy lifting. What I would say is you really want to keep a journal this month. I do, November 1 through 30, and every day, just right at the top of the page, what it is that you've been asking for. What is it that you've been asking for? Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new relationship, maybe it's for things to change in the relationship that you have, maybe it's inner peace, maybe it's more joy, whatever it is, think about what you've been asking for. Put that at the top of the page, and then every day, instead of looking at what gift did I get, my suggestion is to think about what key thing happened in the day? What really stood out for you in the day? And then ask yourself, how is that moving me closer to what I said I wanted? So you're going to be looking at things that happen, and then maybe they're wrapped up in a different way than you expected. So for example, I've been asking to generate more income through my business. And I ended up getting some work last month, and it was good money. I was really happy to have it. And yet it wasn't wrapped up quite the way that I expected. It didn't come in, through courses or things like that. It came in a different way. It wasn't particularly comfortable. I really had to kind of work to stay with it. But when I actually stopped to think about it, I thought, okay, I got to experience what it feels like to have that extra money coming in. And it also really motivated me to start asking, how could I bring in that same amount of money in a way that I really wanted it to? So I got experience and I got inspiration out of that experience, and I got some money. So That's what we're looking for.
That's great. Well, it's funny you should mention money, because what we have going on now is a whole lot of Scorpio, which is one of the major money signs. And not only is the sun in its annual trek through Scorpio, but Venus is going through Scorpio, and most importantly, Jupiter has been in Scorpio since the middle of last month. And so that's the resource, the gift, the beautiful energy that is sometimes wrapped up in a package that we don't recognize. I've been hearing from a lot of clients, for instance, who have recently received scary diagnosis of, a physical problem that they are dealing with that has kind of knocked them off course. And yet they're also feeling so surrounded by support and love, and it's like doorways are opening for healing emotionally, physically, and everything else through this unexpected thing that happened that, like you say, may not have looked like the package that we were expecting or hoping for. But with Jupiter in Scorpio, which lasts for a full year, but especially now with 2 other planets in Scorpio as well, it's so important to look beneath the surface of what's going on. And it's an energy that's all about solving mysteries, figuring things out that have been buried for a long time. And on the world screen, we see that too. Things are coming out. Things are all in the open, whether it be sexual abuse in Hollywood or whatever.
Corruption in government, government contracts, things like that.
This stuff is all on the table. And if we looked at it at first glance, just on the surface, we would think, oh, this is just bad. And it seems like it's more than usual because we're suddenly seeing it. But we have to look beneath the surface. That's what Scorpio is all about. It's a deep water sign. It's all about unearthing things and, being a detective and like I say, solving mysteries. And
Simone, can I just jump in? Because what I've been seeing too with my clients is we want to change patterns. We want things to be different. But if things have been a certain way for a really long time, it takes time to change course. And so, all of a sudden we decide we want things to be different. They're not going to change overnight. And that's where I feel like these little gifts that we're getting every day are just turning us in that direction. My coaching course is called the Shift System. And the first level is the turning. And it's all about just inch by inch turning your life in the direction that you want to go. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think that's that digging deep, going in, seeing how things have been, seeing these patterns that we've been living for a long time, and then watching for the incremental change.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier before we started this call about the difference between letting go, which is a very Scorpio phrase that often is used. Scorpio is the time of letting go and living in the void and the mystery and trusting that something new is going to be born. And yet letting go is a very hard thing for most people. It's just not a simple thing, and it doesn't happen overnight. However, what we can do is let it be.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier to do. And so that might be a good way of approaching this month.
That's a good mantra. And it's funny because one of the other energy that I got that was really strong this month was forgiveness, and really looking at where have we been hooked into the past? What have we been holding on to that's no longer serving us? And asking yourself, how is this anger serving me at this point? How is it hurting me to stay in this relationship of anger with this person or this situation or this memory? And then to move into forgiveness. And if you can't forgive the person, at least forgive yourself for whatever role that you played in it. And then just bless the whole thing. And like you said, let it be.
Yeah. Yeah. And with Venus joining Jupiter around the 13th of November, which it'll be building the whole week before then, this is a very powerful healing energy. The planet Venus has to do with self-love, and Jupiter is all about growth and moving forward, and yet they're joining in this deep, mysterious kind of hidden sign of Scorpio. So hidden things are at work. Healing is happening, even though it may not look like that in the moment. And one thing I wanted to tell you about, everybody, is this wonderful book I found called Reforming Your Inner Mean Girl, which is just a brilliant, brilliant book for doing that detective work and finding out who really is in charge, because we all have these inner mean girls who are really running the show. maybe not every day, but they come in from time to time, and they can be, really difficult to deal with if we don't recognize them. But it is possible to recognize them, to give them a name, to find out which ones are most operative in your life. So I'm excited to be working with this book, and I highly recommend it to you. It's a perfect Scorpio activity.
Well, I think that that's part of that, recognizing where the anger is sitting inside of us and how it hurts us and how we live our lives, letting that go. And I also saw, that this is a month for a lot of growth and a lot of happiness. So I feel like, again, this month you're going to have to do a little heavy lifting. You're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to do the detective work. You're going to have to take some notes, figure out, do a little translating of what the gifts are. But I think if you do that, we're actually going to get some traction this month and some movement toward the things that we really want, how we really want our lives to look.
I would agree. And one final thought is that our friend Mercury will be going retrograde all of next month. And that will really be already in effect by the last week of November. So if there are things you're wanting to make happen, like for me, I'm buying a new computer tomorrow at the full moon in Taurus Scorpio. It's a beautiful full moon, and it's very good for things of that nature. So in fact, Saturn is trine Uranus all month. Saturn is stability. Uranus rules technology. So doing new things with technology like we're doing here today is favored in the month of November, but only the first, ideally 2 weeks or into 3 weeks at the most. After that, do not try to start anything new the last week of the month and into December. It's fine to continue with what you're doing, but just be forewarned that Mercury retrograde is on the horizon.
Sounds like maybe we're looking toward a low-tech Christmas this year. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think have we done it?
Yeah.
All right. Great. Well, we hope that you have a wonderful November filled with wonderful gifts. Keep your eyes open, take notes, do your detective work, and we'll see you in December.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe now to be in the know and stay in the flow.